Welcome to my virtual tour of the Pollinator Paradise Garden at Chatham Mills in Pittsboro. I thought this would be a great way to share what's happening at the garden during the month of September and show you some of my favorite plants and pollinators. The Pollinator Paradise Garden is a project at the Chatham County Center of North Carolina Cooperative Extension. This demonstration garden is designed to showcase pollinator habitat for the Piedmont of North Carolina. My name is Debbie Roos, and I'm an agriculture agent with the Chatham County Center of North Carolina Cooperative Extension. I created the Pollinator Paradise Garden back in 2008, and it's since grown to include over 220 unique species of plants, 85% of them native to North Carolina. I maintain the garden organically with a small group of volunteers. This bed features some of the taller species. From the left, we have 2 species of cup plant, and also in there is the tall tick seed, Coreopsis tripteris, with its yellow bloom, and seashore mallow or Kosteletskia virginica. I also see a little New York ironweed and red rose mallow. I love this white blooming cultivar of seashore mallow, Kosteletskia virginica. The cultivar's name is Immaculate, and it starts blooming, at least in my garden, a little bit later than the straight species, which has that beautiful light pink bloom. The buttonbush, Cephalanthus occidentalis, started blooming in June, which means by September we're in its 4th month of bloom, which is definitely one of the reasons I love it so much. Lots of different species of birds like to eat the nutritious seeds of buttonbush. The buttonbush seed heads are really cool looking up close. I planted the native spicebush, Landera benzoine, to attract the spicebush swallowtails, and September is a great time to find the caterpillars in the garden. They often hide out under rolled up leaves. When the spicebush caterpillars first hatch, they're really small and difficult to see, so you might actually first notice the folded over leaves before you spot the tiny caterpillars. This later instar caterpillar is hiding out in a folded over leaf when it's not feeding. I think these later instar spicebush swallowtail caterpillars are just gorgeous. They develop these eye spots that make them look like snakes that help ward off predators. September is a great month to see lots of goldenrods and seed heads. Here we have early goldenrod, Solidago junkia, behind some seed heads of the purple coneflower. The native eastern horsemint, Monarda punctata, is abundantly blooming in September. And if you look closely here, you'll see that a green lynx spider is captured and is feeding on a robber fly. The green lynx spiders start forming their egg sacs in September and October, so I always keep my eye out for them. Here's a mama spider protecting her newly created egg sac. Each one could contain about 200 eggs, and after a couple of weeks they hatch, and after a little more time inside the egg sac, the spiderlings emerge. By September, the native field thistle, Cirsium discolor, is pretty much done blooming and is busy dispersing seeds. We're still seeing lots of black swallowtail caterpillars in the pollinator garden in September. This one is resting on bronze fennel. This black swallowtail butterfly just emerged from its chrysalis, which you can see to the left. After pumping up its wings, it'll be ready to fly away. The white-flowered roundleaf thoroughwort, Eupatorium rotundifolium, is related to jopie weed and attracts a similar diversity of pollinators. This robber fly, a predator, is resting on the wild ageratum, Conoclinium colestinum. The native grasses are blooming and looking gorgeous in September. I love the pink muhly grass, Muhlenbergia capillaris, mixed with the wild ageratum and the split-beard bluestem, Andropogon ternarius. They especially look great when the wind is blowing. I'm still seeing lots of monarch caterpillars well into September. Here's one feeding on world milkweed, Asclepias verticillata, while nearby another monarch caterpillar feeds on the much coarser-leaved common milkweed, Asclepias syriaca. The obedient plant, Physostegia virginiana, is still hanging in there blooming, mixed with the New England aster and the aromatic aster. This gorgeous white-lined sphinx moth is busy nectaring on the obedient plant. There's still plenty of purple passionflower, Passiflora incarnata, blooming into September. Okay, I'll admit it. I kind of have this thing for jumping spiders. I think they're adorable. This one's hanging out on the Golden Alexander, Zizia aurea. These mating pearl crescent butterflies are getting busy on the not quite yet blooming stiff-leaf aster, Ionactis linearifolius. I love this combo of the purple beautyberry, New Jersey tea, and the wild oregano. American beautyberry, Calicarpa americana, is a real September showstopper. Its tiny little gorgeous lavender flowers in the spring turn into these beautiful purple berries, and birds love to eat the berries, and some people do as well. I don't find that they have much flavor, but some people like to make them into jams and jellies. That has got to be one of the prettiest fruits you've ever seen, am I right? The wild oregano, also called American dittany, Cunilla oreganoides, has beautiful lavender flowers in the fall. I'm really excited to have this fall blooming liatris in the garden. This is Liatris squarulosa, Appalachian blazing star. Most blazing star species bloom in the spring and summer, but I know this silver-spotted skipper is glad to have a fall blooming liatris. In less than a minute, I observed not only the skipper, but also this tiny syrphid fly and bumblebees foraging on this liatris. The native little bluestem grass looks beautiful paired with the rudbeckia and goldenrod in the fall. The pink turtleheads, Chelone lyonii, do well in part shade. I've enjoyed these so much this year that I just got done planting more of them to have a bigger stand for next year. This Mexican bush sage, Salvia leucantha, is one of the few non-natives I plant in the pollinator garden. I love all the butterflies it attracts, like this orange sulfur, as well as a lot of bees. This double-banded scoliid wasp is enjoying the blooms of eastern horsemint, Monarda punctata. The spotted bee balm looks great combined with the yellow blooms of Maryland golden aster and the blue aromatic aster. Thank you for joining me for my virtual garden tour. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my pollinator garden website, where you'll find hundreds of photos and videos, bloom lists, and plant lists, and lots of resources to help you with your pollinator gardening efforts. See you next month.